Hola, welcome to Crossing Cultures with Christina Luna. And today I have a guest from the south of the United States, Stephanie Albert. I've known Stephanie Albert for so many years. She's been in so many places that I
Yes.
thought she's perfect for crossing cultures. Hello, Stephanie.
Hi, Chris. Thank you for having me. I feel honored to be here in your podcast.
Well,
And
we're honored to have you.
congratulations.
Thank you. Stephanie, tell us a little bit about your origins and where you have lived around the world. And also, I want to tell you guys that Stephanie is going to tell us about a great personal story of empowerment. And she's going to share, the typical segments that we have lost in translation and her personal thing that is fashion. She's an expert in fashion. So we're going to learn everything about what to have in our closets, what not, what is in the fall, how to be in style, in a budget, and all of that. So, Stephanie, first, let's start and tell us a little bit about your origins and where you have lived.
I was actually born in Peru. We can talk a little bit about some of the. Peru is very well known, among other things, because of their food, their amazing food. We can talk about that a little bit later. Then I went to California, which I loved because my family from my mom's side lived there. I went to college there for a little bit. Very brief experience in Rome, in Italy. Then Madrid, it's a lot. Madrid, where I studied, Barcelona, where I got my first job, and actually I met you a million years ago. And then I came to Miami,
And
and
Miami. And
Miami
that's where
was
she
where I
stayed.
stayed.
And where you got married, you had your kids, and you are a wine entrepreneur. But that's for another story, for another podcast.
Okay,
Okay, let's play a little game. I'm going to tell you a place, and you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. One word, okay?
okay, one word.
Barcelona,
Love,
Madrid,
party,
California,
peace and love,
Rome,
food,
Peru.
smells,
What are the
smells,
smells that you remember
spice,
from Peru?
spice, ají, which is like a hot pepper or originally from Peru. It's amazing
Yeah.
for any type of food.
And you have asked, Peru is one of the biggest, most top countries, culinary countries in the world. And they have a special drink that I love. It's called pisco sour, right? It's
Pisco,
only in Peru.
yes, pisco sour is actually the drink you make out of pisco, but many people have like whiskey on the rocks, like pisco on the rocks, or it's been drunk like tequila, like on a shot. It's a very strong. It has a very high alcohol content. If I'm not mistaken, between 38 and 48%. And it's actually very interesting because the Spaniards, when they conquered South America, Peru specifically, they were the ones that brought the grapes, the seeds of the grapes, and then they made the vineyards, and that's how they made the pisco, because pisco is made out of fermented grape. It's like a grape brandy, a
Yeah.
grape brandy. And
And
it
then you
has
make a
an
cocktail.
incredible aroma.
And then you make the cocktail, and the cocktail is pisco sour.
The cocktail that you make is pisco sour, that is made with it's pisco, ice, lemon juice, a little bit of angostura, which is like a bitter liquid to give it a little bit of spice, and it has the egg whites, because you mix it all in the blender, so that is what gives it the froth, and you top it off with ice.
Guys, it's so good. I love it.
Pisco,
I
of
love it. I
course.
love it. Also, I'm allergic to egg whites. I love it. Otherwise, I'll drink the pisco. But if you have the chance
You
to
can
go
have
to
it without. It won't be as frothy, but it's still the effect is the same.
So, guys, if you go to a Peruvian restaurant or you meet Stephanie or a Peruvian friend, ask them to make a pisco sour for you. It's really, really good. Don't drink too much about from it because you know
No.
what happens. But Stephanie, you remember you have lived in Miami now for so many years, like 20, 25 years,
Yes, a lot.
maybe 30 years. And tell
Not
us a little
30,
bit.
but yeah, 20 something, I think.
I want to ask you to share your story of empowerment, because there's always a section that we have that we want to connect with other stories. So if you want stories you want to share with us, please contact me in comments. But Stephanie is a very strong woman, although she doesn't believe it. She has a story of adversity, and from that she found the light and empowered herself. Tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about it.
I guess that, well, when you talk about empowerment, sometimes it's not because you decide, I'm going to be strong, I'm going to be empowered, I have everything under control. That's not true. But sometimes when life gives you adversities, and especially because they come like suddenly, you have no choice. You have no choice because either you don't do anything or do something. Don't do anything or do something. And you have to do something, not only for yourself, but in my case, for my children. Yes, I did have a tragedy about 2.5 years ago. My husband died suddenly in a car accident. It was a hit and run, long story. And now I learned that I have to save myself. I cannot rely on anybody. But when this happened suddenly, and I have my 3 kids, and imagine how devastated they were, I thought that my husband's family was going to be a source of support, and at least for the beginning, because everybody was in shock. I had to think about my children and how to make it as smooth and easy as possible. They betrayed me. They betrayed me like horribly. There was an inherited in praise. I mean, money things. The sister, which actually didn't get along with my husband at all, showed me her evil part. She wanted to take the company. She said, "Oh, stay home with the children." Mind you, my children are teenagers; they're not toddlers. And I will take care of the company, and I will send you some money monthly so you could live. Like they betrayed me. They betrayed me. They wanted to take advantage of me. But good, I had my good friends, Chris, one of them, that told me, "No way, you cannot let this happen." But I'm devastated. I'm sad. I'm weak. I have nothing. I just want to sleep forever. And they said, "No, no, no, no. You have to have, balls and get in charge of the company." So I went into a company that I had no idea of. I had been out of the workforce for more than 20 years, or maybe 15, when I was raising my children. And, and I started from zero. I was very blessed that I had a very good team, a very loyal team to my husband, and they helped me along the way. And with a lot of hard work, a lot of mistakes as well, here we are, 2.5 years later, and the business keeps going on, and it's booming.
Yeah.
I don't
Nobody.
think it's so much my success or empowerment. It's just that I had to do what I had to do. I had to do it for my children. I had to do it for myself. I had to do it for our survival. And here we are. And I'm
Yeah.
smiling again.
Yeah. You didn't know anything about the company, right? Why
No.
was that? It was your husband's company, both your company?
No, it was his husband's company. I mean, I knew the things that he would tell me home and everything, but I did not know the details. It's complicated because it's an import company. So there are many things that you need to know regarding import taxes, tariffs, a lot of things, a lot of internal work. But you know what? It's learnable. It's learnable, and I learned, but it's more complicated than you would think
Yeah. How did
on the
you feel
surface.
about, besides dealing with that tragedy and, trying to support your kids and grieving, how did you figure out, how did you find your strength and figure out how to do it? What steps did you take? Did you have any confidence? Did you come out like, how did you feel about going to work after 20 years taking charge of a company that you didn't know anything about?
I I had to put some balls into it. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to do anything, but I had to. I mean, it was an obligation. I didn't suddenly saw the light and said, "Okay, I'm going to do this." No, no, no. I got up. I put makeup on. I dressed as nice as I could, and here to conquer the world, I had to put a good face. And there's a expression in Spanish that says "como te ven, te tratan." That's how they see you is how they treat you. So I always try to put a good face, a good attitude, be dressed well, even though at the beginning I had no clue of what I was doing. But you know what? Things with time arranged themselves. Everything little by little fell into place, and I learned. I learned. I made myself learn, and then I learned, and now I like it.
You like it?
And I like it because I feel that everything that I've done, even though with all the mistakes at the beginning, obviously, I mean, have been life lessons, and I'm grateful. And but what hurt me the most was the betrayal of that evil woman that tried to destroy me out of nothing, just out of greed. I will tell you the whole story in another podcast, but it's how, I don't know, how life puts everything into place. And when people want to harm you and your children, and you have to let them go. It's not your problem. That is their evilness and how they want to trick you, everything. It's about them. You have to let them. I believe I'm a person of light, and I need to take that toxicity away from my life. So I'm healing. I'm still healing. It's a process. It's not easy, but I'm getting there. I'm
Yeah,
getting
I'm
there.
reading a book that I will share in the show during the shows in different moments. But it's Mel Robbins' The Let Them Theory,
Wow.
and that's a book that you recommended me. And it's what listening to your story. It's like it helps. It comes to my mind like let them do whatever they can. You cannot control what you cannot control.
You
You
cannot
cannot
control
control the
the good
relation.
or the bad. Nothing.
You cannot control the relationship with your husband, with your their family, their actions, but you can do something about it. What you can control, you can do.
Exactly. I agree. Totally.
And I tell you know what I tell my daughter always. What happens if we don't do anything? Something. What happens?
Are you asking me or are you
I
asking them to
ask you.
her?
When I ask her, what do you do? What happens when you do nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Exactly.
Nothing.
That's so easy.
Exactly. But in the case of evilness and people that want to harm you, that the reason why you do nothing is not because you don't like confrontation. It's not because you want them to know your truth. It's not because, hey, you're wrong. It's not like that. Or why are you hurting so much? No, that's their problem. That's their issues. Let them be whatever they want. That's not you for you to resolve. You let them, not because you're weak. You let them because you need your peace, because you need to grow, you know, alone without that toxicity. So the best thing that you can do to protect yourself is let them go, let them go.
And how do you find your power? Because when you were married, the memories that you had, I don't know if you want to share something about it, but you were telling me, like, I know that you didn't feel that power, that empowerment that sometimes we lose during the path of our lives. You know, we get married, we have kids, we focus on others, and suddenly we lose who we are. And 20 years later, we're back in the workforce, and something happens, like what happened to you, and suddenly you feel like you're not the person that you were before, and you don't know where you stand.
Yes, but also being raising your kids and taking charge of your home and three kids that are very close in age. That is a lot of work. And I, as a mother and as a manager or CEO of my home, I also felt empowerment because my house worked. You know, take them to school, help them with their homework, take them to pediatrician appointments, soccer, ballet, you know, you name it, the whole thing. I was so busy that I didn't have time to think about that. But also, I felt so fulfilled because I mean, I was blessed that I didn't have to work, paid work, because I worked really hard, paid work, and I was able to see my children grow and not miss any part of their development. And I did feel a lot of. I felt very empowered because of that, blessed and empowered at the same time. And you know what? Everything, like, it's a puzzle, and everything worked perfectly because once my kids were teenagers that did not need me as much, needed me because teenagers is a totally and very difficult stage in their lives. But they were not toddlers. I did not change diapers or right. They were already driving. This happens, and I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I believe in the universe and in God. And now I can focus on my professional fulfillment, which I am doing now. So I less in the house because they don't need me as much, and in the workforce. So I feel like there's a good balance. And
So when
everything came at the perfect time because God forbid this had happened when my children were smaller. I do not know what I would have done, to tell you the truth. But it happened. It's unfortunate that it happened. It's horrible that it happened. But at least it happened in a good time with my kids' ages.
and what memories do you have from your family growing up with your kids, with your husband?
I only have like good memories. Good memories. I think I did a very good job with the children. I think maybe
Congratulations.
did too much, and sometimes they needed to be a little bit more self sufficient, like meaning learning how to cook or doing their laundry and things like that. They had like perfect, I think, and that was maybe a little mistake that I make, but they're learning now, so it's good, all good.
Eventually you learn when you need to, right?
Yes, yes, they will learn.
Okay, let's have take a break. I'm going to try a pisco sour that I made before the show, and we will be back in a few seconds. Well, we're back now with Stephanie Crossing Cultures with Christina Luna, and I have Stephanie Albert, that she's from Peru. Well, she lived from Peru, in California, in Spain, in Rome, and then now in Miami. So, where are you from, really? Where do you feel you're from?
I Miami.
Really?
It's the longest I've been. I
You feel?
feel in a ways, even though you don't want to recognize it in so many ways, I've realized that I've become so American
Yeah. In which
because of
ways?
time. And my kids were born here, and the main part of my life was here. My love is always eternally from Spain. Childhood memories in love and grateful for Peru. It's divided. I cannot say. It's everything brought me joy. Everything brought me an experience. So it's all of them together.
Well, let's go to now to the subject that we, or the next part of our segment, where our guests bring their expertise in something. And
Oh,
Stephanie is an expert in fashion, so we want to know everything in fashion. Whenever I go to her closet, when I visit her, she's like, it's full, full, full of everything. She takes me shopping. I was, no, I can't. I don't want to shop. I'm a budget. I don't. No, no. Let's go shopping. We always find so many deals. So
yes.
let us know. Tell us about what do we need in our closet
Okay. First of
as,
all,
as an adult women.
before talking about what you need in your closet, talk about what you don't need. Hasn't it happened to you ever that you buy something and then you find out in your closet that it's repeated, that you already bought the same thing, or you have like 1,000 t-shirts or 1,000 things? First you have to know what you have and what you need to work on, to work with. Take all your clothes away. Instead of saying this yes, this no, keep, divide it into keep, maybe, and toss. And once you have the core of your closet, the things that you cannot part, the things that fit you well, etc., you have to have a capsule wardrobe, because that's your day to day. Yes, that's the root of everything that you need. And I've divided into some things. Usually, you have to do like a neutral palette, a cohesive neutral palette, which could be blacks, grays, whites, beige, navy, and then you can add up pops of color to that. So I made a little list of what you might need, and basically a capsule wardrobe is consists of these things.
A
Some plain
capsule, you
t-shirts,
say, a capsule wardrobe.
a capsule because it's the one that you're going to rotate, and then you're going to add things. You're going to add things that are in fashion, some pattern things, or maybe this year you have to wear like, handkerchiefs here, or there's a special color that is in fashion. But these things are temporary. The main ones are the ones that you're going to basically rotate the whole season, because then you change, winter, summer, spring, fall, and they have to be. You have to try to make it the best quality that you can. There are cheaper clothes that you know that they're going to last a season. This has to be tailored. This has to be classic. So as I was saying, the plain t-shirts. Then it's good to have two or three button shirts, like this one, or something for work, for
So wait, let's go back
whatever.
to plain t-shirts. Plain
Mhm.
t-shirts, you mean with nothing, no patterns?
Yeah, t-shirts, no patterns, classic t-shirts, because those t-shirts nowadays, fit t-shirts are a lot in fashion. Doesn't have to say, Coca-Cola, things like that. But plain ones, because you can put a blazer on, you can put a sweater on, you can embellish it with jewelry, a nice necklace, a nice hat, and then a modern jean. This is like the fashion right now. T-shirts they were always in, but not the commercial ones, just the classic plain ones in neutral colors, so you can mix and match. Also, very important is to have two or three classic, like I said before, button down shirts, three or four blouses. You can have neutrals, and then maybe depending on your style and the fashion, one or two pattern ones that you can mix and match, because you have the basics exactly. Because you have the basic pants or the basic skirts to mix and match. Sweaters, depending on where you live, two or three lightweight sweaters, one very cozy cardigan, because who doesn't need a cozy cardigan to watch TV, to run errands, to walk the dog, and depending on where you live, like I said, one or two heavyweight sweaters. Bottoms, two or three jeans, wide leg, boot cut. You need to have jeans. The jeans are like super in.
Okay, go to jeans. How many jeans do you need, and what
I have
style? Because now you find all kinds of
I have
styles.
too many. I have too many. I have to pick.
Elephant, what are that kind of like elephant straight?
Well, now I'm in love, but because I'm very free people, boho chic, my style, I like that a lot, except for work, obviously. I like the horseshoe that they call it, that it goes straight and a little bit underneath your waist, and then it opens up like a horse, like if you were riding a horse. It's very in right now. And then I love the wide legs and skinny legs, skinny jeans. I'm sorry, they used to be out for many years, like 5 or 6 years. But I've been reading in Vogue, and if you see the last runways, they're getting back again. So it's good because I love skinny jeans to wear with high boots. I think it looks the leg to look at slim and elongated. But going back, okay, I was telling you the jeans, two or three jeans, wide leg, classic, da 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 da. Two or three tailored trousers because you always need that. Two or three. I would definitely do black, maybe dark gray, light gray, navy if you like, beige. The beiges and the browns are super in right now. And if you're a skirt person, two or three skirts. I'm not a skirt person, but I understand people that like it. Never try to do it in the middle of your between your knee and your ankle. That mid is horrible. It shows the worst part of your leg. Either make it shorter or longer. But that mid, I think it's called T length. I think it's called. But that brings out the worst of you. I hate
What is
that.
the length? Yeah, the
The
skirt.
skinny part of the leg it shows. It's horrible.
What is how what is, should be the length of a skirt?
No, now you can do whatever you want. It depends on. I believe that women over 50 shouldn't. I mean, of course, you're not going to wear a mini skirt like you were in your 20s, but not because you can't, just because it doesn't look good. Our legs are not the same.
So, like a skirt, let's say for work or a little more formal, should be on the knees or above the knees a little bit, or below the knees.
Knees are a little bit above the knee, I
Okay,
would think, but never mid calf. That's
mid
so
calf.
not flattering.
No, it's a no.
So going about the skirts, and then obviously the little black dress. You always need the little black dress. It solves so many problems. You have a funeral, little black dress. You have a cocktail, little black dress. Two or three little black dresses in different styles, with different lengths. Two or three blazers, definitely, depending on where you live, heavier or lighter. A trench coat, because obviously, and a leather jacket,
And a
a
leather
denim
jacket.
and a leather jacket. I think that would be the capsule. Shoes, white sneakers like the Adidas Sambas or any type of sneakers really, but modern, make it OG. OG means like older generation, the retro. They're very in right now. Platforms are not in. They were like 2 years ago, but not anymore. Loafers, ballet flats, and obviously boots. And then belts, jewelry, whatever your personal preference is. I love hats. Not many people love hats. I always find a hat for every occasion, but that's me. And that's about it. That's your wardrobe capsule.
Yeah. What is in this fall? Let's give us a few like
It's,
ideas.
it's,
Of,
it's kind of like last year. It's a lot of the earthy colors with a pop of something. The burgundy and navy. Bizarre as it seems, is very in right now. A navy blazer with a silk burgundy blouse, for example. The browns are very brown with navy. It's weird, but it works. Obviously, all the beiges, the earthy tones, the dark olive is very much in style. All the neutrals. I mean, I don't think the pastels are totally out. And what other colors? I don't know. Patterns depends on personal preference, but I'm not a pattern person, but I do have pattern, and sometimes I wear. But I always try to mix it with a lot of neutrals so it doesn't clash.
so tell us do's and don'ts in dressing up for like women 40 and up, let's say.
Do's and don'ts. But I just told you before, there are no do's and don'ts. I hate the do's and don'ts because I don't think that women should be limited because of their age. I remember back in the day when I was a little girl, they always said that women over 40 should never wear long hair, or women over 40 should never wear eyeliner, or women over 40 should not paint their nails. They should just put like gloss or very light. I mean, what? You do what you want. You do you, girl. You do you. But
Create
have
your own
aesthetics.
style.
Yeah, but have aesthetics. I mean, don't wear something that is gonna. Don't wear like a T-shirt that is gonna show your boobs and your boobs are sagging. It's something that is not aesthetic, for example. Or don't wear. Be reasonable, but you do you. I don't think that. I hate this categorizing woman. We only live once. Be
Yeah.
happy.
So create
Be
your own style. Have the basics, and after the basics,
yes.
create your tell us a little bit about jewelry. 'Cause I always see like some elegant. I mean, do whatever you like, obviously, right? But like less is more. Is that true?
Depends on your style because there was a long time that it was minimalism jewelry. Actually, I was reading it in an article lately, and if you see the runways, the Paris Fashion Week, whatever is happening, bold, like remember the 90s, that bold jewelry was in. It's coming back. Everything comes back. Everything is a cycle, but again, it's personal preference.
Personal
It's
preference.
personal. It's personal preference. But like I told you, minimalism was good a few years ago. Pandemic era, you wouldn't wear with sweatpants, sweatshirt, da, da, da. And now it's like people were so tired of of dressing so bland during the pandemic and the year after that now they're going crazy, like the 80s. Big shoulder pads are in. The jewelry, the makeup is stronger, the red mouths, the hair curl is back again. I don't know if how long that's going to take because we women have a curly women have a love and hate relationship with our hair, but they say it's coming back. Think Julia Roberts in the 90s, Pretty Woman, that type of thing.
What's a
Actually,
movie, Pretty Woman? You'll find out like
yeah,
what the style was.
yeah,
Okay, that's
the
fine. But now I have
crazy
a big
curly.
question because I have to clean up my closet, okay? And I don't know what I should give up. When is the time to say goodbye to the clothes, or when is it like okay, I can still wear it or keep it? One thing is how to you take care of it because sometimes I put things in the dryer or in the laundry that are delicate, and suddenly it didn't look like that old. And look at it now. So
Okay,
when can you
those are
decide
two
what to
questions.
keep and when is it time to say go bye, goodbye?
Okay. Well, according to Marie Kondo, one of the organizing experts, she had a bestseller. I'm sure many people have heard about Marie Kondo. I necessarily don't agree with her, but she says whatever doesn't spark joy should get out of your closet. But I'm more practical. See, my closet was full of things that I loved, sometimes very expensive things, but I say, okay, but now I gain weight. When I lose the weight, this is going to fit. Oh, these jeans, I mean, they were $300. I'm not going to get rid. I just need to lose the 5 pounds, or this is big. So try to be realistic. I mean, are you really going to lose like 20 pounds or not? Also, things that don't fit, things that are not in very good quality. I mean, that they're used. Anything that, like you said, like that is peeled, that is used, that have stains, that and anything that you leave, very important because this is what I do and I'm trying to correct, is that just in case. Get rid of the
Okay.
just in case. The just in
Adjust
case
it.
never happens. I remember I had this has nothing to do, but I had this big box of wrapping paper, and one of my daughter's friends comes and we're unpacking, I'm decluttering. Why are you not getting rid of this? Because I need the wrapping paper. What if I have to wrap for a present? But you have so many. Just get rid of. You need the space. So I believed her, and I said, okay, yeah, just throw it away. The whole box, like 30 wrapping papers. You know how many times? And this was like maybe a year and a half ago. How many times I've needed the wrapping paper? Zero. And I have the space. If and she told me, if you need to go wrapping paper, just go to Walgreens and get the wrapping paper. One. You don't need to keep 30. Same with bags and everything. So the same concept goes with clothes. You don't need the just in case because, like my daughter,
If he's
I'm keeping the
Justin,
old t-shirts in case I have to paint, in case I have to do. Just keep one. You don't
oh,
need
so
a
the
thousand.
just in
You're
goes
not
to
in
the
love with
giveaway
them.
pile or throw away. Just in goes in.
Well, it would be the keep, the maybe, because if it, one person said, you have the 3 second rule. If in 3 seconds you have not decided yes or no, it's automatically a maybe. So you put it in another pile to assess in a different time because when you're decluttering, time is of the essence. You have to go yes, no, throw away, donate, keep. But there's a maybe pile. That maybe pile is a three
Throw
second
four
rule.
piles then.
Yes, for piles.
Four piles.
Yes,
Okay.
but the maybe you have to address it. You can have a huge maybe. The maybe has to at least go 70% off.
Yeah.
And you know what? Don't feel emotional. This goes for me too about the things that you let go. They're things. You have to be emotional about the memories, the love, the feelings, your loved ones. Those are just things, replaceable. You don't need them, and the space will give you mental clarity. Will give you like zen. The spaces. So we American, I say Americans, I consider myself an American. We Americans have so much access to material things and are hoarders and keep so much of what we don't need, but we need the space. Clearer
Stephanie,
space, clearer mind.
do you know what happened right to me right now?
What?
My Robertito.
Uh-huh.
1 minute ago, literally, they brought up a second shed outside
See,
because he says
telling
there's
you.
no space for all the crap we have. And I was, why didn't you tell me instead of buying another one? So we have two sheds
Right, right.
now instead of one. Okay, we have to address that. Guys, less is more. Less is
But
more.
this is so
One last
funny.
thing.
I got a second rod of clothes in my ironing room. Instead of getting rid of the things, I got another row to hang more clothes. But I'm getting it. In next 2 weekends, I'm going to do a big decluttering of clothes. I'll show you
Yeah,
pictures, and I'll
I'll show
tell
you
you in the
pictures.
next podcast
Yeah,
of
thank you. We'll
everything that
share
I'm
them.
getting rid of. But donation is also really important, and it's going to make you feel good because some things that you loved, have somebody else love it too. Give the opportunity to somebody else. Donate,
That's
donate.
true.
I've donated so much stuff. Obviously, never something that you wouldn't wear, like the dirty the because sometimes I go to the Goodwill. I love to go thrifting. And I say, how could somebody have donated this? It's dirty, it's broken, it's ripped, it doesn't have any buttons. That's an insult.
Yeah.
Give something that
Be
you would wear
courteous.
that is in very good condition. The
Yeah.
rest, throw it away. Throw it away, donate, keep, and your maybes, declutter your maybes as soon as
Throw
you
it
get.
away, donate, maybes, and keep, of course, we need to
And
keep
keep,
one. And
and
the
keep.
keep. One last thing in this segment that's so very interesting. And you're right, because you know what? I was going to buy some stuff, and then suddenly I thought, no, 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 change to the fall, like
Season.
wardrobe, because I saw the other day that last season I saw that I had like 10 black pants. I was, why do I have
There you
so many?
go.
Oh, I need them, but I don't know how many I had, right? And
You
okay,
should have
they
a
look
secret.
old, I replace, but otherwise, no, no. One last thing in this segment: how can we have a good closet? A complete closet in a budget. Give us a few, 3 or 4 ideas.
Well, I would not, if you have the budget, the basics, the capsule wardrobe, try to make it the best quality that you can afford because those are the things that are going to go with you throughout the years. And the fashions, yeah, you don't have to, you can, not such a good quality
And the
because you know that it's going to
accessories.
be seasonal, but in a good jacket, in a good tailored blazer, a good pants, I mean, I can tell right away if something is good quality or not. You know how the hem is done, if it's done double or if it's done by a machine, the edges of your blouse. I'm not saying spend a fortune, but the basics, that the core of your wardrobe, try to make it as best quality as you can because they're gonna
Capsule,
go.
capsule wardrobe. That's our aim. That's my aim. That's what my aim is going to be. Guys, if you have any ideas, put them in comments. If you want to ask Stephanie any questions, put it in comments and she will answer you. Let's go to the next segment. Now, this is going to go very fast. I want to see how you can contribute in, let's say, lost in translation.
Oh my God, lost in translation. Let's start. Me? I'm
Yeah,
the
you
one that
start.
like
I have one.
make.
Have one.
Okay, go
My
ahead.
daughter, one day she was saying, Mama, this is like English Spanish, okay? This esto no matcha. This doesn't match. But match in Spain is combina. It's not matcha. So she said,
Right.
Mama, esto no matcha. I'm a matcha? Matcha? What's she talking about? Matcha. It was so funny,
I
hilarious.
know. I can relate. My housekeeper said, "Señora, voy a vacuumar."
Vacuumer,
I'm
like
gonna
vacuumer.
vacuum. En vez de pasar la aspiradora,
And another one that they say a lot, especially is, vamos a hanguear, hanguear to hang out.
hang
In
out.
Spanish, hanguear doesn't mean anything like that,
No,
but it's
it's
like a
Spanglish. No, but
Spanglish.
I thought you were gonna be like lost in translation. For example, expressions that have no meaning in English, and it's crazy. Like for example, you go to a party, you would say, and the party's really bad. There's only like three people, and it's like a failure. You would say, "Oh, aquí hay cuatro gatos." We would
Yeah,
say, and that literally means four cats. If you say that
forecast.
in English, people say she's crazy. I mean, she goes into a party and says there are four cats. Or there's another one that I forgot the meaning. You remember moco de pavo?
Moco de pavo.
See, it's an expression, but I don't know what it means.
Esto
Never
es
heard about it?
moco de pavo.
No, I will get back with that one because I'm not sure what it meant, but everybody says it like, this is not moco de pavo. I don't know what it was. Another one, gato encerrado.
Oh, this an
Have you ever
enclosed cat.
aquí hay gato encerrado. That means, oh, here there's a trapped cat. That means something fishy is going on.
Something fishy. There's a trap. This is not
This is not,
honest or
this is
transparent.
not kosher. It will say something fishy. Something fishy means gato encerrado. Sobremesa. You can talk about that because you're from Spain.
Ay, sobremesa.
Sobremesa.
So literally translated, it will be over the table, the over sobre mesa, sobre above the table. But what it means is when you have these things that we Latins or Spanish and Spaniards have, these like after lunch or a dinner with friends, you have a long talk. You chat for a long time. You
With your
have some
coffee.
liquors or coffee or whatever it is, and that's not a very American at all. But it's
No.
like the time you spend talking after dessert. You don't take a nap. You don't go to work.
And
You
those
don't
are
go
the
and
most,
visit because you just stay and share and chat.
and people don't eat in their cars. They don't, this is Starbucks thing, that everybody's with their Starbucks cups walking and the paparazzi when the stars, when we drink coffee, it's a ritual. We
Yeah.
sit or we're standing up, but you only focus on the coffee that you're drinking. You're not walking, talking on the phone. It's like everything has a specific time,
Yeah, I
right,
know. You know
Chris?
what? Something in the US that some people it's okay to do, like you can eat in the street or eat in the car, is something you would never imagine
No,
our countries. Like, I mean,
no,
if I'm in Spain, I'm hungry and I have to rush and get something from the bakery, I'm embarrassed because you're not supposed to eat in the
no. You're
street.
not supposed to. You're supposed to sit, because
Yeah,
food is not only to fuel your body. So fuel your body. Sorry, it's a ritual. It's
it's to feel your soul. It's to share with a conversation, right?
or concentrate in what you're eating. But modern times are changing anyway. Do you remember the expression "hecho polvo"?
Oh yeah, I'm. It's like I'm dust. That's not that you're dead.
It
It
means
means
you're
that
tired.
you're so tired, so exhausted.
Yeah.
Well, I love these things, that expressions that you have found.
Yes.
Guys,
Let
if
me
you
think
want to share,
another one. Oh, you were talking about it the other day. Maybe the last one, dar a luz. But I like the meaning though. Dar a luz,
it means like to,
give
uh,
light.
eh?
Dar a luz is give the light.
Yeah, it's like give birth. To give birth, we
Yes.
say it, give light. But it's beautiful because you're giving light, you're giving a new life, a light to the world, an
Yeah.
enter to the world.
But for example, you say the lady dio a luz, or la señora va a dar a luz, means she's going to give light, but it means she's giving birth. She's going to give birth.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's great. Thank you so much. With the matcha, you told me the other day something we have to share with our listeners and viewers here. What is your when your kids wanted to take your glasses?
Oh, because in Spanish, sometimes glasses are called lentes. My daughter used to say, "Dame tus lentejas," which are lentils.
So give me your lentils.
And
So this
broccoli, she used to call them little trees.
legal trees. That's so cute. I love it. Thank you so
I
much
don't
for
remember
sharing these
many things.
fun things in Lost in Translation. We're around almost at the end of our show. We have to go, but share us a recipe, and we'll share a book or a movie or both. What recipe do you want? Something from Peru,
From Peru. There's
from
a
your
very,
childhood.
other than ceviche, there's a very typical, oh, I love it if you're into meat, a dish that is called lomo saltado,
It's
which
like
is
jumping
made.
on the meat, molomo. What is
Lomo
the?
saltado means like saltado because it's jumping, because it's really mixed. You make it with filet mignon or any kind of meat that is very tender, because you're not going to cook it a long time. So you don't use stew meat or something that's going to be like a, how do you say it, Chris? From the sole of the shoe, as hard as the sole of the shoe. So, okay, you fry it a little bit with salt, pepper, and cumin in little cubes, set it aside, and in the pan you put olive oil, extra virgin, first cold press, like you mentioned in your other podcast, and put ají, which is the Peruvian. I'm going to try to be as fast as you possible, but you can write the recipe below with more detail, Chris. Ají, which is the Peruvian hot pepper, red onions, and tomatoes. You mix it well, and then you put soy sauce, ostión, a little bit of ocean sauce, and a little bit of vinegar. You mix it all, and then you add the beef. Again, it's a beautiful sauce. It's like so yummy. And then you mix it, and then you put cilantro on top, like shredded cilantro, and that's it. That's your dish. You can accompany it with white rice and French fries.
Well,
Typical
and if you are
Peruvian.
vegetarian, you can make it with tofu or mushrooms because the
My
sauce sounds
daughter is
amazing.
vegetarian, and she makes it with salmon or corvina
Well,
fish.
you see.
Or chicken if you're not vegetarian. Tofu, we've never tried it, but I'm sure it's a very typical basic sauce from
The
Peru.
sauce sounds so amazing that even if you marinate it there and you eat it the following day, it must be so good. I love it.
Yes.
We'll share this recipe here below, or if you any of one you want it, we'll can send it personally to your email. Just put it in the comment. Thank you. We're at the end of the show, but let's share a movie or movie or book can you recommend for us?
The truth, I mean, this is going to be so blunt. I don't have time to watch movies, or I haven't been reading a good book lately. I read the one that we were reading together, the Let Them.
Well, I'm going to recommend you one, a movie
Okay.
that's called Angela. It's a Spanish one because, like,
Oh, that
Stephanie
one.
lived in
It's a
Spain, and
series.
6 chapters. It's about a woman that seems to be in the perfect family, the perfect husband, the perfect children, but it's not as perfect as it looks. It's an abusive relationship. And sometimes we don't know that we are in an abusive relationship, right? You can see it in subtle moments, and then not so subtle. I'm about to finish it, but it's very interesting, and I hope we can have a guest as an expert in abuse and we can have it in the show, in our podcast. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you,
It was
Chris.
wonderful to have you and sharing your story of resilience, empowerment, your origins, your traveling around the world, your expertise in fashion, and your recipes and your charm. Thank you so much.
Ah, thank you, Chris. See you
And
soon.
don't forget, guys, to share, to comment, follow us in Spotify, in YouTube, in Instagram to see how what other podcasts are upcoming and other guests. And if you want to be a guest, you have a story or an expertise you want to share, just put it in comments and I will contact you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.